The credit crisis and the crisis with the banks have been brought about because of pushing loans to persons that are risky at best. And I do not support making politically correct loans over financially sound loans. But Fannie Mae and Freddie Mac, through Barney Frank, Chris Dodd, a lot of Democrats, and some Republicans, avoided the regulations. And as a result, a number of risky loans are not being repaid. Fact is, not everyone will repay the loans that you need. Now, I'm not some fault of the lenders, some fault of the system for requiring and advocating and pushing for these risky loans. Barney Frank and the Democrats were more interested in doing something for Akron than they were making financially correct loans. And you can go on down the line. You've got to have financially sound banking principles in making loans.
That is by far the scariest thing you will hear tonight. We stand on the verge of an economic crisis like we have not seen since the 1920s. And Congressman Goode's attempts to say this is about illegal immigration and politically correct loans show such this isn't out of touch with our district, this is out of touch with reality. This is a crisis that divides serious leadership. The Democrats and the Republicans both have a lot to answer for in this crisis. He's right about that. But this goes back, this isn't just about the person that bought that home that they couldn't afford. This wasn't about getting them a politically correct loan. This was about people on Wall Street who were making insane amounts of money based on removing regulations that have been in place since the Great Depression. Congressman Goode voted to get rid of those regulations in '98. He voted again to create the Enron loophole 2 years later. Phil Gramm, a Republican, was sponsoring those bills. Plenty of Democrats voted for it. Both groups were taking so much money from these lobbyists. Congressman Goode's taken $150,000 from the mortgage and banking lobbyists and voted for all of these deregulations that have put us on the verge of a total economic crisis, even as recently as last year. He voted against regulating the subprime mortgages that he's talking about right now. This is serious business that is much bigger than any party. We have gone from talking about recession to depression, from home foreclosures to bank foreclosures, from billion-dollar bailouts to trillion-dollar bailouts. And what we're hearing, no accepting of responsibility, no putting in place things to get debt equity ratios under control, to close that Enron loophole in the derivatives market. If you don't understand what's causing this problem, how are we going to fix it? So we need leaders, not the people who help create this problem. We need people who are going to go up there, clean house, and get this economy back under control.